The school bell rang, echoing down the busy street as students poured out of the building, their laughter and chatter filling the air. Sam zipped up his backpack, feeling the familiar excitement of freedom as he stepped into the afternoon sunlight, ready for his walk home. He counted cracks in the sidewalk, humming a cheerful tune, his mind wandering to thoughts of after-school snacks and favorite cartoons. But suddenly, something unusual caught his eye by the big oak tree that stood like a guardian on the corner. There, nestled in the shade, was a tiny shivering puppy with floppy ears and the saddest eyes Sam had ever seen. Alone, lost, and looking so small against the wide, noisy street. Sam's heart leapt with concern and curiosity. He loved dogs. He'd always dreamed of having a puppy of his own to care for and play with. He crouched down, careful not to scare the little animal, and spoke softly. "Hello there, little one. Are you lost?" The puppy's tail gave a hopeful wag, and it licked Sam's outstretched hand, as if to say thank you for noticing. Sam looked up and down the street, searching for anyone who might be looking for a lost pet, but the sidewalks were empty, and no one called out for a missing dog. He knew, deep down, that he couldn't just walk away and leave the puppy alone and frightened. Making himself small and gentle, Sam let the puppy sniff his fingers, hoping to earn its trust. The puppy gave a gentle lick, and Sam felt a warm sense of responsibility settle in his chest. He knew what he had to do. He would help this puppy find its way home, no matter how long it took or how big the street seemed. Sam's ordinary walk had just turned into a big adventure, one filled with hope, kindness, and a brand new friend by his side. He was determined to be the puppy's hero, to make sure it felt safe and loved until it could be reunited with its family. And so, with a deep breath and a hopeful heart, Sam began what he called Operation Find Your Home, a mission that would change both their lives forever. Sam's first stop was Mrs. Gable's house, right next to the old oak tree that shaded the sidewalk. The morning sun filtered through the leaves, dappling the path as Sam approached, his heart pounding with a mix of hope and nerves. He wondered if this would be the moment the puppy found its way home. He gently scooped up the puppy, feeling its tiny heartbeat flutter against his chest, and knocked on her bright yellow door. The puppy whimpered softly, as if it too was hoping for a familiar face to appear. Mrs. Gable opened the door with a warm smile, her eyes crinkling kindly. But after a quick look at the puppy, she shook her head. She hadn't seen the little dog before. She wished Sam luck and offered a biscuit for the puppy, which Sam gratefully accepted. Sam thanked her and continued down the street, determined to check for clues at every house. Each door he passed felt like another chance, another possibility that someone would recognize the puppy. As they walked, Sam pointed out sights to the puppy, acting as a tour guide for his furry friend. He showed the puppy the mailbox shaped like a fish, the garden gnome with a crooked hat, and the big red fire hydrant at the corner. At number 42, Mr. Henderson stepped onto his porch. He listened to Sam's story, then shook his head with a gentle smile. He didn't own a dog, but he wished Sam luck on his search. The next house was empty, its windows dark and silent. At another, a teenager answered the door and just shrugged, not recognizing the puppy at all. The neighborhood seemed to stretch on forever, bigger and more mysterious than Sam had ever noticed before. Each street felt longer, each house a little farther apart. But every time Sam looked down at the puppy's trusting face, with its big brown eyes and wagging tail, he felt a surge of determination. He knew he couldn't give up, not now. He had promised to help, even if it was just with his heart. The puppy nestled closer, as if it understood that Sam was its best hope. The quest was harder than Sam thought it would be. Each unanswered door made him feel a little smaller, but he was determined to keep going, no matter what. He paused for a moment, thinking deeply. Maybe he needed a new plan. Something clever. Something that would help the puppy find its way home. The puppy snuggled closer, its soft fur warming Sam's arms. That simple gesture gave Sam hope, and reminded him that he wasn't alone on this journey. Sam took a deep breath, filling his lungs with courage. He stood up, holding the puppy tight, and set off again, ready to face whatever came next. He would not let his new friend down. The adventure was just beginning, and Sam was ready for whatever the quest would bring. Sam headed for the park, hoping someone there might recognize the puppy. Suddenly the puppy wriggled free, chasing a yellow butterfly. Sam ran after it, laughing and worried at the same time. The puppy darted around bushes and trees, turning the search into a game. Finally, Sam caught up near a garden gnome and scooped the puppy up. Just then, raindrops began to fall. The sky darkened, and the drizzle turned into a steady rain. Sam spotted a bus stop and hurried over, shielding the puppy from the rain. They huddled together under the shelter, listening to the rain drum above. The puppy shivered, pressing close for warmth. The rain had paused their quest, but Sam wasn't giving up. He hugged the puppy, thinking about what to do next. The adventure had hit a rainy roadblock, but Sam was ready for the challenge. As Sam waited out the rain, he gently stroked the puppy's fur, feeling the warmth of the little creature pressed against him. The sound of raindrops tapping on the window made the room feel even cozier, and Sam wondered where the puppy had come from, and if someone out there was missing their friend. As he ran his fingers through the puppy's thick fluff, he felt something hard and smooth on its neck. Pushing aside the fur, Sam discovered a red collar, almost hidden from sight. Attached to the collar was a small bone-shaped tag that glinted in the soft light. It looked important. Maybe it held the answers Sam needed. Sam squinted at the tag and read the name engraved on it. Pip. The puppy's name was Pip. Sam smiled, feeling a little closer to his new friend. On the back of the tag, there was a phone number, carefully engraved. Sam's heart skipped a beat. This was the clue he'd been hoping for. With this number, maybe he could find Pip's family. But then, a problem. Sam didn't have a phone of his own. He checked his pockets, but they were empty. He looked around, feeling a little helpless, wondering how he could make the call. Just then, through the rain-streaked window, Sam spotted a mail carrier walking by, holding a big, colorful umbrella. Gathering his courage, Sam hurried outside and called out for help, his voice barely rising above the sound of the rain. The mail carrier, whose name was Maria, noticed Sam and crossed the street, her umbrella sheltering both of them from the downpour. She listened patiently as Sam explained what had happened. Sam showed her the dog tag and told her about finding Pip, his worry and hope clear in his voice. "I need to call this number, but I don't have a phone," Sam said, looking up at Maria with pleading eyes. Maria smiled warmly and reached into her pocket, pulling out her phone. She handed it to Sam, her kindness shining through. "Let's make that call together," she said, dialing the number as Sam held Pip close. Sam's hope soared. Maybe, just maybe, Pip would be home soon, and someone's heart would be mended. The rain was still falling, but now, with Maria's help, things were looking brighter than ever. Sam and Pip waited together, hearts pounding with anticipation, wondering what would happen next. The adventure was about to reach its turning point, and Sam knew he wasn't alone on this journey. Maria dialed the number on Pip's tag while Sam held his breath. She spoke to Pip's owner, describing the puppy and their location. Maria smiled at Sam. "She's on her way, just 2 blocks over." The rain eased, and sunlight peeked through the clouds. Sam felt a mix of excitement and sadness. He'd soon have to say goodbye. Maria told Sam he'd done a wonderful thing. Soon, a red car pulled up, and a woman jumped out, calling for Pip. Pip woke up, tail wagging furiously, and tried to leap from Sam's arms. The woman scooped Pip up, tears of joy in her eyes. The quest was almost over. Pip's mum was here, and the final piece of the puzzle had clicked into place. Sam watched, proud and a little wistful. He had helped Pip find his way home. The adventure was nearly complete. Sam's heart was full. Operation Find Your Home was a success. Pip's owner, Mrs. Davis, hugged her puppy tight, thanking Sam and Maria. Sam told her the story of finding Pip, the chase, and the rain. Mrs. Davis listened, smiling with gratitude. "You're a hero," she said to Sam. Maria added, "He did all the hard work." Mrs. Davis offered Sam a ride home, and he accepted. In the car, Pip curled up next to Sam, resting his head on Sam's knee. Sam stroked Pip's ears one last time, savoring the moment. The drive was short, but Sam felt proud. He had completed his mission. Sometimes, the best reward is knowing you made a difference. Sam's heart glowed with happiness. Pip was safe, and Sam had a new story to tell. The adventure had changed him. He was ready for whatever came next. Sam's mom greeted him with a hug, proud of his kindness and bravery. Sam said goodbye to Pip, giving him one last pat. Pip licked his hand, as if to say thank you. Watching Mrs. Davis drive away, Sam felt a mix of sadness and joy. He hadn't just found a puppy. He'd been on a real adventure. That night, Sam thought about his day and smiled. He'd learned that anyone can be a hero with a little kindness and courage. As he drifted off to sleep, Sam knew he'd always remember Pip and their adventure. The world felt bigger and friendlier. Tomorrow, he'd walk the same sidewalk, but now he'd always be ready for the next adventure. Sometimes, the smallest friends lead to the biggest journeys. Sam closed his eyes, a happy smile on his face. The adventure and the memories would last forever.